Do you really need supplemental insurance with Medicare? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video, so please stay tuned. My name is Jamie from meetjamie.com. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I help people all over the country understand how the Medicare program works as well as find the coverage that fits their needs. A lot of people may be wondering, how do I come up with these video ideas? Well, one of the ways that I do it is I poke around on the internet quite a bit, looking to see what people are saying about Medicare. There's a lot of forums, websites, even Facebook where you can go and read people's conversations about the Medicare program. And one of those conversations I came across today was over on Reddit, and I thought this was interesting. It was entitled, "Does anyone actually have only original Medicare without Medigap or Medicare supplement plan?" So, believe it or not, over the years of being an agent, I have met a couple people here and there who only have original Medicare A and B. They did not have any supplemental insurance to cover the gaps from original Medicare. It doesn't happen very often, but there are probably quite a few people out there who signed up for traditional or original Medicare A and B and then really didn't do anything after that. And so, what we want to look at today is what are the financial risks to doing that? Because there are definitely financial risks to not having supplemental insurance with your Medicare. So I'm going to jump over to this Medicare and You guide. If you have this copy of this, this is page 11. If you don't have a copy of it and you would like one, you can certainly send me an email. It's just jamie@meetjamie.com, and I'll be happy to send you a link. So in this guide that Medicare puts out every year, this page in particular is talking about the differences between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. Um, Not going to go into too much detail with that. I want to jump down to the costs because this is the main thing I want to talk about in today's video. Because again, we're talking about, do you have to have supplemental insurance if you have Medicare? So let's just say that you have original Medicare. You got your red, white, and blue A and B card. So as you can see here, if you're in that category, for Part B covered services, you usually pay 20% of the Medicare approved amount after you meet your deductible. And this year, that deductible is $240. This amount is called your coinsurance. And so, most people, when they sign up for traditional Medicare, a lot of times they're getting their Social Security as well, and so that Part B premium is just deducted automatically from their Social Security benefits. This year, that's $174.70 a month. So maybe they're new to Medicare and they're new to Social Security, so they sign up for Social Security, they get their Medicare card, and they don't do anything else. The biggest risk to that financially is that piece that I just showed you here, and that is that you usually pay 20% of the Medicare approved amount after you meet that deductible. This amount is called your coinsurance. Now, the thing to remember about that is that there's no cap on that 20%. And so, depending on what you have going on health wise, um, your original Medicare, if you have, basic, maybe you don't have a lot of health issues, just run of the mill type stuff, it's, not going to cost you a whole lot of money out of pocket. But you end up in the hospital, you have a heart attack or a stroke, or you develop some sort of disease, this could be financially devastating to have this 20% exposure out of pocket. So it's really something that you're going to want to take into consideration. And a couple other things I'll draw your attention to here as well. I already mentioned the Part B premium. It also talks about paying for a separate Medicare drug coverage. This is the other piece that I wanted to mention. There's no yearly limit on what you pay out of pocket unless you have supplemental coverage like Medicare supplement insurance or Medigap. Again, this is just if you use original Medicare, not if you have Medicare Advantage. Um, the other thing is this is why people choose a Medicare supplement. It explains it right here. You can choose to buy Medigap to help pay your remaining out-of-pocket costs like your 20% coinsurance. It tells you which page to go to look at the coverage for that elsewhere. So again, um, back to this other page that I mentioned before, the Reddit, where it says, does anyone actually have only original Medicare without Medigap? Let's just take a quick peek at some of the comments. So this first one says, having original Medicare only is reckless. 20% of infinity can be a huge number. I would much rather people sign up for something that limits their out-of-pocket exposure. Original Medicare ain't it. And I think what he means there is it's not enough. um, the next person commented and said, can 20% of infinity actually happen? Is there a real scenario that would lead to $100,000 of out of pocket if you didn't have a supplement policy? Um, this person says, absolutely. My mom had two $80,000 surgeries in 1 year. I've seen people build well into the hundreds of thousands. And so, if you'd like to read a little bit about this, I'll put the links from today's video in the description, both to the Medicare and You handbook as well as this conversation over on Reddit. If you have a story of somebody who maybe that you know who only had original Medicare, did not have supplemental insurance, and something came up because of that, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video today about Medicare, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button. If you have questions about Medicare, you can certainly leave them in the comments below. And if you want to reach out to me directly, again, you can just check out, remember which way to point, my website, meetjamie.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.